I'm gonna be like showcasing a very simplistic way to create like a realistic island in Unreal Engine. We just need two plugins to begin with, and they are landmass and water. So before starting, just make sure you have those two enabled and then restart your client. Once you do that, we can go to new level and create like a basic world, just so we have all the elements, the atmosphere, the clouds, and we can delete the landscape, so we just have a fresh looking level. Then we want to go to landscape, make sure that we have enable edit layers on. We want to change the quads to 31 by 31, just so it's like in the middle, it's not too big, not too small, and hit create. Once we do that, you'll have your generated mass, and then we want to go back to selection mode, go to classes, and we want to find the plugin, which is Water Body Ocean. We want to drag it right into our environment. Give it a second to load. Alright. Now that it's loaded, we can slowly rescale it so it's fitting of our full environment. And then we can go to our fall off mode just to change the angle to a more of a width so it's smoother. I'll turn this off here. Now we have our water and it's all moving, and we have our land, and the water and the land are quite a nice level, so there's no clipping and it looks quite nice. So now what we want to do is add some texture to change our landmass. We want to go to Quixel Bridge, go to our local files, and we're going to drag, push into the landscape right here, into the landscape material. Well, let me drag it. Oh, there we go. Drag it right into it. And as you can see, the whole landscape changed, but there's somewhat of a grid. So let's make it more fluid by going into our content browser over here, going into our mega scans, our surfaces, finding the red desert texture that we just used on the landscape, just double clicking in it. Right here we can see just how the texture looks. When we go to our tiling, just enable this. And then we're gonna like stretch it out a bit so it's more fluid. And then making sure that everything is here is 0. We're gonna hit save on the top left corner. Go into our browser and then redrag this new one into our lens surface. Close this. And then we have more of a fluid, basically like instead of having multiple tiles, we have one tile designed for the whole landscape. Once you have this done, we can start by repositioning, I would say like the sun. So we can do that by hitting Control L, and you can see just by the radius where the mouse is, the sun is moving. So if you go a little bit up the radius, it goes up, but we want it to be a little bit down here to create somewhat of a sunset so it matches the red sand. And then right here, I would say we can go into our Quixel Bridge area. And we can drag a few of our elements into the map. Let's begin with a tree. Drag just Quixel Bridge on my other screen. So I'm gonna resize this tree really quickly, just by hitting R, scaling it up, and then lowering it down, making sure I don't really see the beginning, but just more about like the outreach of the tree. I'm gonna then hit Control C and then Control V just to duplicate it, then hit U to rotate it. So there's more of a like a nice edge, and then lower it just a tiny bit right here. And then we're gonna do the same by dragging a few of the mega scans for some rocks. Doing something like this. So the way the island is designed right now, we could hit play and then like insert a character, and this whole would be like an open world. But we're just gonna do like a simple scene. Drag a rock here, and then drag this mega scan over here. Rescale it a bit. And we're gonna change the texture so everything is kind of like matching. Then lower it a little bit down. Same thing with this one. let's say we have like a nice shot. Then what we want to do is kind of just save this, because sometimes when importing a file, like Unreal Engine just could naturally crash, but we saved it, make a new folder, which we will just call Beast. Double click on this folder and just go into our downloads and import our Mixamo animation. Just gonna make sure that everything is imported, including the animations, and just hit this. Let our computer think for a bit while it's adding the folder. Usually takes, I think, just about a minute, but there you go. We have all the textures, the animation, the skeleton, and the rig. We can close the notification. Just make sure to save again, just in case. Then we're gonna go to our content browser. We're gonna go and look for our animation sequence, which is this one. We're gonna drag it into our scene. We're gonna hit R to rescale it down a bit. Move him a little bit to the right, and then hit U again, kind of like repositioning him. I would say a very simple way to create an island scene, like that. And we can do a nice high resolution render of it. Then comes out something like this, which I would say is pretty nice. And then you could do the same, would be without doing this, we could go to our content browser. We can go to a folder and then basically like add a level sequence, and we can do a render through this, or like how we did the other lessons where there's a camera slowly zooming in or out. But this would be how to create a very fast and basic island in Unreal Engine, I would say.